The Hey Eddie podcast is brought to you by: Is your pickle jar stuck? Is your backpack zipper jammed? Did your little brother lock himself in the bathroom again? You need Ephphatha spray. Just point it at anything that won't open, shout Ephphatha, and boom, it opens right up. Stuck lunchbox? Ephphatha. Jammed toy chest? Ephphatha. Grandma's car door that always gets stuck? Ephphatha, Grandma. Warning, do not use on piggy banks. We learned that the hard way. Sorry, Kyle. Ephphatha spray. Be opened. Now available at stores that don't exist. This is the Hey Eddie podcast. I'm your host, Cousin Michael. The Hey Eddie podcast is dedicated to helping kids like my cool cousin Eddie learn about the Bible and learn important lessons about God, about Jesus, and about life. The Bible is indeed God's gift to kids, a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. On today's episode of the Hey Eddie podcast, we're going to be studying Mark chapter 7, verses 24 through 37, in a lesson titled Crumbs and Ephphatha. This lesson will teach us that Jesus welcomes everyone who comes to him in faith, no matter who they are or where they're from. Our key memory verse is from Mark chapter 7, verse 37. He has done everything well. Hey Eddie. Okay, today's story has two amazing parts. There's a super brave mom, a little girl trapped by an evil spirit, and a man who can't hear or talk, and Jesus doing some seriously cool stuff. Oh, and Jesus says a really fun word. Ready to learn it? Ephphatha. Say it with me. Ephphatha. We'll get to that. But first, buckle up. So first, there's a brave mom and some crumbs. So Jesus traveled to a place called Tyre. Now, Tyre was not a Jewish town. It was full of people who were different. They didn't follow the same rules. They didn't worship the same way. A lot of Jewish people thought, we shouldn't even hang out with those people. But guess what? Jesus went there anyway. He went into a house hoping to get a little rest, but nope. A woman heard he was there and she came running. This woman was Greek. She was from a place called Syro-Phoenicia, and her little daughter was being hurt by an evil spirit, a demon, and this mom was desperate. She fell down at Jesus' feet. She didn't care what anyone thought. She didn't care that she was different. She just begged, please, please help my daughter. Now, here's where it gets kind of surprising. Jesus said something that sounds, well, pretty rough. He said, let the children eat first. It's not right to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs. Whoa, dogs? That sounds mean, right? But here's what was going on. When Jesus said children, he meant the people of Israel, God's special family. And when he said dogs, he was testing this woman. He wanted to see if she really believed he could help her. And you know what? She didn't get mad. She didn't walk away. She was so smart. She said, yes, Lord, but even the dogs under the table get to eat the crumbs that the kids drop. Boom! She basically said, I'm not asking for the whole meal. I just need a tiny little crumb of your power, and that'll be enough to save my daughter. And Jesus, he loved that answer. He said, because you said that, go home. The demon has left your daughter. She didn't even see Jesus do anything. No magic words, no touching. She just trusted him, walked home, and found her little girl lying peacefully in bed. The demon was gone. Eddie, that mom didn't give up. She was brave. She was humble. And she believed that even a tiny bit of Jesus' power was enough. And guess what? It was enough, because Jesus is that powerful. But second, here's that word Ephphatha. Okay, now Jesus kept traveling. He went to another area called the Decapolis, another place full of people who weren't Jewish. And some people brought a man to him who had a big problem. This man couldn't hear, and he could barely talk. His words came out all jumbled and weird. Imagine not being able to hear your mom's voice, or your friend's laugh, or even your own words coming out right. That's how this man lived every single day. His friends begged Jesus, "Please touch him, heal him." So Jesus took the man away from the crowd, just the two of them, nice and private. And then Jesus did something kind of strange. He put his fingers in the man's ears. Then he spit and touched the man's tongue. I know, gross, right? But listen, Jesus was showing this man, I see you. I know exactly what's broken, and I'm going to fix it. And Jesus looked up to heaven. He let out a deep sigh, like he really, really cared about this guy. And then he said that awesome word, Ephphatha. That's an old word that means be opened. And Eddie, right then, the man's ears popped open. His tongue loosened up, and he started talking clearly, perfectly, for the first time in who knows how long. Everyone was amazed. They couldn't stop talking about it. They said, Jesus does everything well. He even makes deaf people hear and mute people speak. So what does this mean for you? First, Jesus welcomes everyone. It doesn't matter where you're from or what people think about you. If you come to Jesus and ask for help, He listens. Second, even a tiny bit of faith is enough. That mom didn't need a lot. She just needed to believe that Jesus could do it. And you can believe that too. Third, Jesus sees what's broken and He can fix it. The man couldn't hear or speak, but Jesus touched the exact places that needed healing. Whatever's hard in your life, Jesus sees it and He cares. Fourth, don't give up. That mom didn't quit. Those friends didn't quit. They brought their problems straight to Jesus and He answered. So the next time something feels impossible, the next time you don't know what to do, remember that word, Ephphatha. Be opened. Open your heart. Open your hands. Bring it to Jesus, because nothing is too hard for Him. This has been the Hey Eddie Podcast. I'm your host, Cousin Michael. Remember that the Hey Eddie Podcast is dedicated to studying the Bible and learning important lessons about God, about Jesus, and about life. Today we discussed Mark chapter 7, verses 24 through 37. Tune in soon for another episode of the Hey Eddie Podcast, where we'll study Mark chapter 8, verses 1 through 26. Love you, Eddie.